Hello everybody, this is the new 9-inch stiletto I just made. If you saw my last video, I said I was going to make an 11-inch this time, but I didn't do it. I'm going to do that one next. This is just another 9. It did come as a kit. I just used the liners, springs, and blade for the kit, from the kit on this one. And I made the bolsters myself, also made the handle scales myself, and customized the button as well. So that's what it looks like right now. Going for a close-up here. And I did my usual Dremel zigzag pattern. I haven't made the vine yet. That's a little more work, but for right now I think this works out. Let me show you what this looked like before I put it together. This is what the knife looked like before I put it together. I made these scales out of some buffalo horn or honey horn. I'm saving this piece for one that I'm working on, but these ones turn out pretty nice. Nice dark horn. For the bolsters, I use stainless steel. I bought this stainless steel right here. It is 3/16 by 1 1/2, and it's a real good thickness for making the bolsters. I just cut it out and ground those down. These are the liners that came with the kit. I put my own button on. I ground the button down, and as usual I put a different one on there. This was a bead that I just ground down, made a little thinner. This is the original that looks like this, and you can see that it was a little bit thicker, so I just ground that down, epoxied that on. This kit came with the liners with the button spring already installed, and then with the blade did some Dremel work on that, just a groove pattern as well as the back spring. I put a few grooves into, there we go, put a few grooves right into the back lock piece there just to make it look a little more interesting, and that's it. This is one big improvement I've made in my equipment since making the first two knives. This is just a 1 by 30-inch belt sander, and I got these ceramic belts online. They are great for cutting the stainless steel that I used for this knife. In the past videos I've used the bench grinder, and I was working with brass to make the bolsters, and it was working out okay, but this really has been a huge improvement. The grits that I used the most were 100 and 120, and I got a bunch of them. You could go even a little more coarse for cutting down something as hard as stainless steel, but for the most part those worked out great, but this really sped things up and made things a lot easier. So that's the new knife. One thing I want to point out that I did was I made this a swivel bolster, and as far as closing this blade, and usually you don't see this Maltese cross kind of pattern with the swivel bolster for a good reason, and that's that it's a little prickly on the thumb to close, but I wanted to go ahead and do it because I hadn't seen it before, and it does work. It worked out all right. So that's the new one, and when I make the 11-inch one next, I'm going to go into a little more detail because I'm going to try and make a few more parts on that until I'm making them all myself ultimately. We'll see. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.